Alright, we're going to take a look at this Ubiquiti Unifi camera arm mount. Part number is UACC-Camera-AM-W for white. So you can also get this in black. I have taken the seal off the box, but I have not actually taken this out and looked at it yet. So I'm going to see this for the first time as well. And we'll just start unboxing it. Hose clamp, bunch of different fasteners, looks like a silicone seal. It's for marking your screws and getting it level. Here's the angle portion. Wow, that is heavy, and that is metal. I'm guessing it's aluminum, but man, it feels heavier than that. Okay, let's put the box aside. Oops. And start taking a look at this thing. So this is the main housing. Looks like it's two parts. I have to grab a screwdriver. Okay. Actually not sure how this is held together. I think these two screws are doing something. I'm definitely missing something here. Aha. Okay. Oh, that's interesting. Got this cable together, so that'll help with installs, so when you're up on your ladder, you don't drop anything. Alright, this base is, first of all, it's metal. I'm assuming these metal parts are aluminum, but man, do they feel heavy to me. I guess they could be steel. Let's grab a magnet. Not magnetic. So very extremely solid metal base to it, and this part is plastic, which is also, that's pretty tough. It's .6 millimeters thick. I see two plugs, top and bottom. And I'm thinking that is for 3/4 inch pipe. Pretty sure I'm right about that. And the plugs have these little rubbery gaskets on them to keep it weatherproof. I see two spots to hook this onto something. I'm guessing that's going to be this. I see two mounting holes in the back. This is interesting. So this part is foam. It's almost like the kind of foam you see on or feel on a microphone, like a handheld microphone. I don't think it comes out. I think it's glued in there. But I suppose you break through that if you need to feed a cable through there. And man, that is really solid. Okay, and then we've got a whole range of holes in the bottom, and I think these four are going to be for the turrets. Let's check that right now. So this is a G5 Turret Ultra. Okay, so that lines up with those 4 holes. These two outer holes are not threaded. These are threaded. I wonder if that's for a G5 or sorry, just a regular bullet camera. Here's a G5 bullet. Nope, that's off. You know what this looks like? It looks like it fits an older G3. This is a G3 that I just replaced a couple days ago. Nope, it doesn't fit the G3 either. So I don't know what those two holes are for. We could read the instructions, but you know how I feel about that. And then there's these rubber inserts, which I'm not sure if those are more threaded holes. They are. So those holes are threaded, but I'm not sure what those would be for. A lot of you looking at this are probably looking at it for one of the turrets. The G5, this is the G5 Turret Ultra, and then this is the G5, the AI turret, which is much bigger. However, if you didn't already know, both of these turret mounts have the same screw hole pattern. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and there's 4 there, and I can line those up and they're all in exactly the same spot. So those will all use those inner set of holes. Let's take a look at the hardware that comes with. So there's your screw hole pattern. That goes to these top two, and then I suppose you're able to add. No, that hooks into that. Never mind. Forget what I'm saying. Got a packet of what look like, to me, look like number 8 screws. So 2 wall anchors, and then 2 reasonably substantial Phillips head screws, and not magnetic. I'm guessing they're stainless. Let's get a measurement here really quick. 4 millimeters on the outside. So I guess it's a 4 millimeter variant. And those will work here. So just eyeballing it, you could also replace that with a number 8. And I'm guessing, I think a number 10 screw would also fit through that just fine. Scooch that aside. Here we have 2 small screws, machine screws, and I'm not really sure what those are for. Again, they look like a 4 millimeter variant, so they're probably M4. And let's see. Aha, okay, so when you're using the angle plate, those 4 millimeter screws will thread in and tighten it down. So that's what those are for. And then the last thing we have is a set of 4, look like 3 millimeter, yeah, screws, and that'll be for mounting your camera. Yeah, so that'll work for either turret mount. It'll go through one of those holes, and you'll use 4 of those and tighten that down. Okay, so it looks like, I wasn't sure if this would have mounting for any of the bullet cameras. It looks like it doesn't, so this looks like it's dedicated really entirely towards the 2 turret cameras. I'm not sure what else would fit on there. I'm not familiar with the dome cameras, so maybe something else fits on there that I don't know about. But the turrets are what I use. So, so it looks like you would screw this to your building, do all your wiring, put this on top, and then drive these 2 smaller screws down to finish off holding that top cover on. Now, what I find interesting is, let's see, so there's a rubber seal here. So when you put this top on, you get that part will, I suppose it seals, but then nothing else seals, which I suppose is fine. What I don't see, I guess these would, what I'm thinking about is if water ever gets inside of here. And first off, if water does get inside of here, it's not going into your camera because this part's so high. So suppose water gets in here, it would just leak out these back slots. Okay, let's look at this little, what I expect to be a silicone seal. All right, so the question is, where does that go? I suppose it's designed to go in the back. As you can see back there, it looks like it's about the same size. I don't necessarily want to tear through this because I don't know if I'm ever going to use this or if I'm just going to end up selling it or using it for reference. So I'm not going to cut a hole in that right now, but I think this seals that back end. And let's see. One thing we did not do is actually slide this on. So let's try that. Okay. So pretty loosey-goosey fit on there. So you'll definitely want to be using those machine screws that it comes with. And then I guess you just get these 2. I don't really care for these slots. I'm not sure why they made such huge long slots. I would have preferred just 2 holes. And then it has a corner end and then some relief on the bottom. Now I'm not really sure what the purpose of that is. You would think, oh, you could pull a cable up through there, but let's grab something square. Here, I'm just grabbing the camera box. I suppose you could sneak a cable in left or right of that. I don't know if that's the purpose, but yeah, that would work, I guess. Nope. Sorry about that. So this thing is $50 plus shipping. So it's not cheap. It's definitely sturdy. It's extremely, it's extremely solid. You could, I think, assuming your mount was solid enough to the building, you could probably just about sit on this and it wouldn't go anywhere. Assuming you'd probably break the screws first. I think, yeah, this thing would never break. You'd snap the screw heads off before anything else broke. But so you can mount flat to the wall. Now, if you're mounting flat to the wall, that's pretty sleek. Because there's no screw holes showing. I don't care for this. I don't know how many. I don't use conduit for installs. I guess there's a lot of people who probably do, but aesthetically it just adds more stuff and more possible leak points. But they did weather seal these nicely. If you're using it for a G5, it's kind of large. Like, it really increases the size of that camera. If you're using it for an AI turret, let me get this back, plate back on there. It almost looks small, right? Because the turret, I'm going to line up those holes. The turret is actually bigger or slightly wider than the mount itself. So it's kind of a strange size. I would never use something this beefy and expensive for a turret ultra. It just seems unnecessary. It's almost 50% of the cost of the camera. I would use it for an AI turret for sure, but especially if you need a corner mount, that's a pretty hefty solution there. Let's get some measurements. So start with the overall length. It's 191 and change in millimeters, or 7.5 inches. And the displacement from the flat wall to the center of your camera is 5.125 inches, or 133 millimeters. Now, if you're using the corner mount, well, that really only adds that much, about 6 millimeters, or about a 1/4 inch. So from the corner to the center, you're talking 5.45 inches, or 138 plus millimeters. The corner mount itself is quite tall, 90 millimeters, 3.5 inches, and each leg 3 inches, 77 millimeters. And let's measure this pass-through. 20 millimeters, 0.78 inches. So that 20 millimeter dimension is basically designed to fit this. So that's spot on 20 millimeters. In fact, I'm surprised they didn't give more leeway there. But I suppose you wouldn't really necessarily always want to pass this through the mount, because it can just reside inside of the mount. But they have made it large enough to do that. So let's also measure the height. So this is the height without these plugs. 1.97 inches, 50 millimeters. And when we include those plugs, it becomes like 58 millimeters and change, or 2.3 inches. Let's see. I can't remember if we got the overall. I think we did get the overall length. Yeah, 7.5. Oh, let's do the width. 4.5-ish inches, 115 millimeters. Okay. So let's go ahead and do these screw spacings. We know this set matches up with the turret, which is, it should be 2.75 inches. Yep, looks pretty close. 69 and change millimeters. And let's get these other ones that I don't know what they're for, which maybe is just because I don't own those cameras. 46, I'm going to try to get it really accurately here. 46.6 millimeters, or 1.835 inches. And then .74 inches, 69.6 millimeters. And again, these don't have, oh, they do have threads. Okay, we'll go ahead and get those corner to corner. And if you know what these other screw holes are for, post it in the comments. It's probably in the instructions somewhere, but 88.5 millimeters or 3.486 inches. Okay. It's interesting that they bother with these little plugs. It's like something else to get lost. So that's definitely an option for if you're mounting your turret to the wall and you're trying to get some displacement from the wall, or if you're mounting to a corner. Now we don't sell a corner mount, but we do sell a wall mount for these turrets. It's designed to exactly fit the Turret Ultra, and it will completely house the cable. It takes some work, but you can tuck the whole connector and everything inside of there. We also have it in a longer length. And so for ours, you have these holes in the back where you can shoot screws into your mounting surface. And interestingly, we have a very similar weather seal for our mount. So, and these are under 20 bucks. So if you're just trying to get some wall displacement, we have an option for you. Now this will be a little bit, it'll work. The mounting screws will work, but it will be a little strange looking if you do it with a turret, AI turret, because it's quite a bit larger. I don't know, that doesn't look bad. Looks okay. All right, so that's Unifi's mounting arm, corner mounting arm. What do they call it? Camera arm mount. Kind of a vague name, but definitely really heavy duty, kind of pricey. So I assume it'll fit some applications. Again, I would have preferred they just do away with those, and make it cheaper if possible. All right, if I missed any dimensions, if you have any questions about anything, I'll keep this out for a while. Just post a question in the comments, and I'll try to take that measurement and post it. And let me know if I can do anything better in these videos. I know these videos are a bit long, but I'm trying to get, I'm trying to make sure the information is out there and that everyone can see what's going on. So just let me know what I can be doing better, and I'll catch you guys next time. Thanks.